Hi, this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I want to talk about the sense of yes on this 100th episode. So I really have to sit here, and I'm sitting here in the moment going, wow, it's been 100 episodes. I knew it was coming, but I'm really practicing right this moment of feeling it. So if I sound a little weird, that might be it. But it was feeling a yes in my body that brought this whole podcast into creation. There was something inside of me that said, I need to use my voice. I need to get this out. I need to talk to people in a way that, I've heard my voice is soothing, and I find it soothing, I guess. And many people have said they really enjoy hearing the calmness of it. But there's more to it than that, right? The choice to come on here, I had held back for a little while. Sometimes it didn't feel right. And that's what I want to really dive into on this episode. Like, what does yes feel like in your body? I physically feel at times that my body wants to move forward. Like it feels like the front parts of my body, like through my skin and my muscles, that there's kind of this leaning forward of like, yes, I want to meet this purpose, this challenge, I want to get up and try this new thing. Like I actually want to dive into it. And I find that if it's the opposite of that, if it's something that I don't want to do, I can physically feel like I'm leaning back or I want to get further away from it. And especially if we have control over whether or not we do this, there are some things in life where we don't have control over that. And we just have to do things, right? But I'm talking about things that really are like the heart and soul of what you want to do in this life and what next steps you want to take, or what kind of risk that you want to take next, or how you want to communicate through art or music or any medium. It can be any kind of form of communication that you feel like it has to come up out of you, like it has to be formed outside of your body. And it can even be a spreadsheet that helps other people. Like this thing needs to come to life and create. And this has to be fulfilled by you because it feels like 100% yes. But is it 100%? Can we feel like just as motivated and just as like, yes, I want to do this, and it's 85%? Of course. It's going to depend on how you feel those yeses. And I don't think you can ever get to 100%. We take that next step knowing that there's this vulnerability, knowing that there's fear, and we take it anyway. We're never going to be fearless, like totally like, hey, I fear nothing and I'm going forth. Life, it has fear. It contains fear. It contains courage, it contains bravery, it contains love, it contains all of these things. And we can feel so many different things at once. We can feel happy about it and sad in the same moment. But we still want to move forward and say yes to it anyway. We can have these questions posed upon us from other people like, hey, do you want to join us and do this thing? Or, hey, do you want to be part of this project? Or would you consider moving to another city, country, and doing this? Would you consider doing X, Y, or Z, this next big step? And I also find that when I hear these things and I need more time to think about it, that's, I think, one of the key things. Is sometimes we can feel very yes in the moment, and then we need to kind of take a step back and process and really think through all the details and see if it really is right for us. So if it's starting a new project when you already have 3 others that are really important and all speak to your heart, taking a beat and saying, hey, can I sleep on this? Can I think of all the different things on a fresh brain in the morning? Because I know definitely my brain functions very differently at night. I can romanticize the idea. I can forget a lot of details. I can forget if I've been in a similar situation and thought, yeah, this is a great idea, but I've gotten in trouble down the line of just like, wow, I really hope I never do this again. Let me try to remember never to do this again. But in the evenings, I know it's very hard for me to remember that. And just taking like a day, a night to sleep on it, to wake up fresh. Because I find that between one day and another, I can think very differently on something. And yeah, it could be because I'm thinking fresh the next morning, or I've just allowed more time for the romanticism to fall off of it, for the reality to step in, and for me to actually look at all of my commitments and think, hey, maybe I really can't do this right now. And communicating, like, I would love to do this, but now is not a great time. So even looking at possibilities and saying, if it's not 100%, I'm using air quotes around 100%. If it's not a high percent, what would make it better? What is it lacking? What is this opportunity? What is this feeling that, why am I stepping back? What is that little missing element? Or maybe it's a big missing element. What is that element that is just not there? Is it that it would take a whole lot more time to commute? Is it that you would need a ton more supplies that you just can't acquire right now? Is it the team that they're building just doesn't have the support, or there's too many people involved? What would make it better? What would make that opportunity or next step be like a big yes? And look at why it's lacking that. And know that in between there, that there could be an opportunity for it to be better, or it's just not right for you. And that's the biggest thing I'm going to kind of wrap up here with, is not everything is for everybody. There's so much in this world that just isn't for us, and that's okay. And we can let those things go. And I know FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a huge thing. Like, I feel that a lot of like, but what if I just said yes to this? But what am I saying no to if I do say yes to this opportunity? What do I have to cut from my life? Because I have to cut something, unless I'm just sitting here, twiddling my thumbs and not doing anything, and I have time that I can fill. If not, though, if I'm very busy and I have a lot going on, what would I have to let go of? And possibly that thing that I let go of, I needed to let go of. Maybe I need to go to a whole extra step in my life to take that next step. But maybe I don't. And really deciphering, is this because I'm feeling comfortable? Or is this really my next biggest thing, my next big step here in my life, that I could change a lot of what I'm doing and learn from it? Like, we really have to remember that all of life is a learning experience. And no matter how we get to these next steps, it may be down a twisty, turny road. It may be that the way you learn is through experimenting and trying new things, and it helps you get to what you want and know deep down that that is what you want, because you've experienced a big no in your body, right? Like, nope, this isn't for me. This doesn't feel right. This is definitely not what I want to do. And that's what opens you up to go, okay, so I know what I don't want. Now I know what I do. So thank you for joining me on these 100 episodes. I will be back after the holidays. in the new year of 2023. And we'll see how this whole podcast progresses after that point. So thank you for joining me on these 100 episodes. I am celebrating, and I thank you guys, gals, non-binary, everyone here. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I'll see you next time on the My Senses, My Space podcast.